hello. Welcome to CODA. That's me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep on watching. See you soon. Okay, so today I want to talk about my experience living with both hearing and deaf people. Easy? No. It's constant interpreting, constantly just being called on. For example, when I was living with my husband and my mom at the same time, and he wanted to say something to my mom, he would call me, can you let mom know, ba 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 ba, and I have to sign to mom, and then she would respond, and now I have to speak for her to him. And everybody satisfied, I would leave, and then it happens again and again and again and again and again, almost every day. So you're always interpreting, you're always processing information between the hearing people and the deaf person, because I'm in the middle. So they rely on me. If I'm not there, what happens? Well, they survive without me. They can write or text, and that works. But for deeper things, they would call on me. Being that middle person between the hearing family members and the deaf family members, the person who knows the sign oftentimes is the CODA or SODA, a brother or sister of someone who is deaf, or a child of someone who is deaf, or maybe the child is deaf and the parents can sign. So that person become the middle person. They begin to interpret or translate, gesture. They're the middle person who is always facilitating communication. So it's interesting, but sometimes it's tough. I'm going to share two different experiences that was not nice for me. The first one, I was in my first year of interpreting program, and my mother's friend had passed away, and we went to the funeral. I did not know that the expectation was for me to interpret. And not only that, I was my first year. And also, I don't like dead bodies. I don't like to see it because it stays in my mind. Like, and I can't sleep. It's tough for me to look at a dead body. It's really scary for me. Maybe from I was young, in Jamaica they have the coffin open and you're looking, and that night you can't sleep. It still happens to me. So we arrived at this place, and I did not know that there was a viewing room with the coffin open. I knew the person. I didn't even know that he was sick. But, so his death was a shock for a lot of people. So I walk into the into the room, and then I saw the Jamaican flag. So I'm like, automatically my eyes drawn. So I'm looking at the flag, and right there. So the flag is here, and his body is there. And I was shocked. I froze in the moment, and I couldn't move. I was just still, because I could see his body, his head laying down like this. And I became afraid, honest. And then we went into the church, and my mom told me I have to interpret. First year interpreting program. What? Really challenging situation for me. Yes, it's your friend. Yes, you want to know, but I'm not skilled enough to do that. Plus, it's a funeral. I'm scared at that time. Anyways, I stood up, interpret. I was wearing my clothes. I was wearing a floral dress, not interpreting clothes, not at all. It was not black, was not plain. It was a floral dress all over, yellow, white flowers all over. So, anyways, those in the deaf community will understand that point, but I didn't go there to interpret. But anyways, I interpreted, and this man came up to me. I remember he was tall, he was white. I think he was deaf. I'm not sure. And he said, "You have like beautiful hands or something. You're gonna become a really good interpreter." And I'm just like, thanks. I really knew I did a lousy job because first, I didn't have the skill. Second, I was scared out of my mind. And third, I was not ready. Anyways, my next awful story about interpreting as a CODA. See, I'm speaking and signing, so it's tough, but anyways, it's for your enjoyment, okay? Second story. This one breaks my heart. Really. Okay. You want to say hello? Yes, you want to say hello. Hey, he wants to join. I gotta put you back down. All right. Okay, sorry about that. I need to breathe first because this story is really heartbreaking. So my grandma, we're really close. Oh, very close relationship. And she died 2015. And so me and my mom, we flew to Jamaica for the funeral. On the funeral day, I arrived a little bit late. And when I got into the church, I saw the casket. It was just like there, just there at the, just like there, just there at the front. And I was at the back of the church, and I look up, and in that moment, I realized that's my grandma, and I'm never gonna see her again in this life. And I start to cry, really sad. My heart's broken. And then I look, it's my mom. Go interpret now. I was like, what? Leave me alone. Why? I was grieving that moment. And it was a moment I needed to accept that grandma has died. It was a time I needed to just let it go. And so I blasted her. And now looking back, I understand you have a room full of hearing people, and all of them knows what's happening. And here come the CODA, the only hearing person that knows how to sign. And it is her mom that's passed away. And yes, I'm close with my grandma, but it's her mom. And her pain is different from mine. She's known my grandma longer than me. All her life, she's known this woman that died. Did you hear that knock? Somebody just, that was a bit scary. Anyways, considering what I'm talking about, but anyways, not scared. And so I understand now from her perspective that she needed to know what was happening. But I think it was the timing that was wrong. And looking back, yes, we were all grieving my grandma's death. But I should have hired someone to interpret. Or maybe ask one of her friends' kids that can sign to come and help, because I was grieving too. So that was an awful situation where I had to stand up and, before I continue, when I blasted my mom, she left the church and she was outside standing up at the window. She did not go inside. She refused to go inside. She was mad with me. So imagine my pain. My mom is mad, my grandma's dead, and I'm standing interpreting. And I continue to interpret why my mother had her friends there. A lot of deaf friends had came for the funeral. So I stood there and interpreted for the funeral. It was hard, one of the hardest days of my life. But looking back, I'm happy I continued to interpret, and later I was able to cry and grieve and just to let it go. So that's not so nice experience, but it's something that a lot of CODAs experience. But I'm happy that I can sign, that I can facilitate communication, and people like myself is needed. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope that you were blessed. Take care.